All right, I've been wanting to do an iris focused deep dive video for a long time. In fact, I think I might do it after I get back from Europe, this trip in Europe. But today I'm talking about iris, but this video is pulled from my top 10 spring notes deep dive video that I did a couple months ago. And I've pulled a section of it here, edited for you guys to experience iris that are perfect for spring wear. Yes, once in a while, I do pull sections and portions of videos for you guys to consume in videos like this because the deep dive videos are longer. So this video is edited and the deep dive videos are not edited. So if you like iris, this is the video for you. So sit back and watch iris. But before I talk about the iris fragrances, guys, I do want to also remind you once again about ScentFest SF. I hope you guys will take part. It's happening in San Francisco on June 26, 27, and 28. And I hope to see you guys here. It's going to be an awesome show at an amazing venue around a time when there's going to be a huge concentration of industry and community around fragrances and beauty. And ScentFest SF is just another event that you can take part in addition to WPC and the Business of Beauty Global Forum. So hope to see you guys here at ScentFest SF. I have it linked in the info box. Now let's learn about iris for spring. The next note we're going to talk about is iris. Yeah, not the Dior Homme Parfum kind of iris. This is the more ethereal kind of iris to give it a bit more of an elegant edge to some of the fragrances that I'm mentioning here. And we're going to start with the list with a more green leaning iris, and also continuing on with essential parfums. This is Velvet Iris. So Velvet Iris to me is a super green, spicy iris focused fragrance. The fact that it's also green, you know, makes it a bit more easier to add to this list because green I associate a lot with spring. So it's powdery, it's woody, it's a bit dusty, but also creamy. There's a slight nuttiness in there for sure. And we've got the orris, I should say, which is what it is. It's called Velvet Iris, but they are utilizing orris here. As I mentioned in another video, I'm not sure it's super velvety for me, but I can go with it. I did a video with the founder of Essential Parfums last year. We spoke about this one in that video. I think you can go catch and find out more about this. And also, I should say, we do have some 2-for-1 bottles available. Not of this one. We have it of Mon Vetiver. We have it of their patchouli. We have it of their vanilla. There's a rose now added to the list, but it's the rose and patchouli combo. So we have some 2-for-1 bottles if you guys are in the market for Essential Parfums fragrances. But yeah, I think it's a perfect fragrance here for spring, Velvet Iris. It smells like spring to me for sure, but more with a powdery edge. But next, going to the house of TEO CABANEL, it's Oh La La. Oh La La. What's going on with this brand? They seem like they kind of come out of hiding and then they go into hiding. I don't know what's going on with the brand. Oh La La to me is a very ethereal, powdery, easygoing iris focused fragrance. There's some slight nutty edges, a bit doughy kind of creamy edges in there, but slight leather leaning a little bit as well. But I just think it's a beautiful fragrance, beautiful iris focused. It does have some substance. I tried making sure that the fragrances here were not super dense, and definitely we're avoiding fragrances like Dior Homme Parfum, the OG, not the new 2025. I think I could put the 2025 edition here, but why would I, right? Because I don't like it. But this is quite good. I think the only thing that might be a bit bothersome is I am picking up a little bit of a leathery edge with this one, but I love that about it. What do you guys think of Oh La La? Great scent from that brand. But let me know if you guys know what's going on with TEO CABANEL. They've kind of gone into hiding again. Next, we're going to the house of XERJOFF once more. It's Apollonia. So Apollonia is just the right kind of iris here. It's a bit floral. It's musky, and it's iris powdery. It's also super sexy, but this could also be perfectly fitting of the soft musks category earlier on, but I decided to put this here because it is a lot of iris, and to me I think it captures the name perfectly, and also the look of the bottle is what you're pretty much smelling. It's super gorgeous. Ah, it's so good. Really, really great. But this is very close to the skin. Super close to the skin. That is a collaboration with Brian May of Queen. If you guys didn't know, that's Apollonia from XERJOFF. That's the first musician collaboration that XERJOFF did. Brian May of Queen, and then it was Tony Iommi of Black Sabbath, and then it was Duran Duran. Let's see what happens. But as I was mentioning earlier about XERJOFF, I did finally air my video that I shot with Sergio while I was in Cannes late September, early October. So if you want to find out about some of their new releases post that show up to now, definitely go catch that video. But we're moving on to the house of Maison Violet. This is Tanagra. This is definitely a perfect fitting fragrance for this category. Super ethereal, a little bit of reminder of Dior Homme or Dior Homme Intense, but minute amounts. But it's a Nathalie Lorson creation. I don't know, but I think for me, I mean, this is gorgeous. I'm not saying I don't know about this fragrance. I'm just saying, what I'm trying to say is, since or post Dior Homme Parfum and my first time first I wore Dior Homme Intense in 2013, then Dior Homme Parfum in 2014, and then many years after that until now, it has got me to enjoy Iris really, really. And early on, I hated Iris. I mean, I hated a lot of notes back then. Like when I was younger, I just couldn't deal with vanilla. I didn't like anything like that. But the deeper you get into this hobby, the more you appreciate notes. And Iris has become one of my most loved notes now. It just smells so great. And here, it develops into becoming something a little bit like Dior Homme Intense, or more like Dior Homme, because it's a lot of freshness here. There's not like a warm, dense. It's just very airy and cool and crisp, but it's quite good. It's a Nathalie Lorson creation, Tanagra, from the house of Maison Violet. The bottles have changed now, by the way, so the bottles are not like that. But speaking of Dior Homme Intense, this one also reminds me of Dior Homme Intense a little bit, but in a different style. This is Les Eaux Primordiales Iris Palladium. Who's a fan of this one? It's not my number one favorite from the house. I do enjoy some of their other fragrances more, but you do get the reminder of Dior Homme Intense or Dior Homme DNA in this. With a little bit of the DNA, well, a lot of the DNA of this brand's fragrances. Powdery for sure, buttery for sure. To me, this one's also a bit deeper than Tanagra. Tanagra is a bit more ethereal and airy, like dust flowing in air. This one has slight nutty butteriness. Oh, I love that. Really great. Reminds me a little bit of sesame seeds. So there's a bit of a sticky golden nuttiness, but that's great. That's really, really wonderful. I love Iris. Let me know if you're a fan of Iris. Have you ever made a 180 for hating a fragrance and then totally loving it? And what is it? And what about Iris? Has it happened to you? You hated it before and now you're obsessed with it. Like Iris is like going up the ranks of being one of my favorite notes. Like it might even be a top 5 favorite note now. That's how much I'm loving. But also I'm falling out of love with tuberose because tuberose has started really bothering me for some reason. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, let's talk about the next Iris focused fragrance. This is Erie de Gris from L'Artisan. My voice is actually getting a bit hoarse, unfortunately. Sorry about that. But so this fragrance is from the L'Artisan Parfumeur Le Potager collection of fragrances, utilizing vegetables and fragrances. This is iris and peas, like the actual peas plant. So it's super green, which is also perfectly appropriate for spring, and iris powdery. It's also an eau de toilette, so it's not super strong. Oh no, it's an eau de parfum. I thought it was an eau de toilette. I don't know why I thought it was an eau de toilette, but it does say eau de parfum. But very unique smell, you know? I've mentioned this in videos before. There was one restaurant I ate at one time back in the mid-2000s, and they brought out a dish which had pea vines on it, and you could smell it off the plate. It was a warm dish, and they topped it with this kind of like a net of vines of pea vines. And when they brought it, I could smell it. I'm like, this just totally reminds me of that. But obviously it's powdery for sure. Lots of powder because it's iris. It is also called Erie de Gris. So it's gray iris, but super vegetal. I love that. Really super springy because the pea vines totally smell like spring. Or maybe you buy a package of peas and you open it up, that green smell is basically here as well. So that's L'Artisan Parfumeur Erie de Gris. Go into the house of Reine de SABA, an Anne Flippo creation. It's Reine Makeda. This stuff is so super sexy. Remember I mentioned I had Synthetic Nature, Anne Flippo created. This is also an Anne Flippo. But this is very powdery. It's also musky and very floral. And of course, iris is dominating here. I think there's also cashmeran or cashmere wood. This in the summer, like in the super warm days, this one super shines. Oh my God, it smells good. It smells so good. But there's a lot going on in here. It's not just the iris. This is an iris category. And I wanted to feature this as part of an iris video. Iris section the iris note, because it has a lot of iris, but there's a lot of other things going on. There's floral notes. I'm also picking up like orange blossom and neroli in here. It's very, very powdery and also super musky. So sexy. Try it. It's really, really wonderful. So that's Reine Makeda from the house of Reine de SABA. And we've got a fragrance from the house of PHLUR. It's Father Figure. So it's iris and figs. Not only the green leaves, but also you've got the fruits in here. I quite like this fig fragrance. It's not my super favorite from the house, but I think it's quite enjoyable to wear. It's quite mass appealing. It's green and fruity and super powdery with the iris, as I said. But I think the iris doesn't overtake the greenness and the fruitiness. You definitely have those experiences. It's nicely balanced. Definitely one of the best. I think I need to do a rank list of the whole entire house. Maybe one day I'll do that. But there's a few videos on the channel on the house of PHLUR. If you want to discover the house, go ahead and search for those videos. My favorite from the house right now is Cherry Stem, and I also enjoy Tangerine Boy. Those two are really wonderful offerings from the house, I think. All right, and last but not least, I'm going to talk about the JUSBOX fragrance Visionary Eye. So you guys know this one. This is a Dominique Ropion creation, inspired by David Bowie's music. What I like about this one, it's got a super creamy layer, but just imagine that dusting of powder that floats in the air, and you can see those little gradients and ingredient, like the powder floating in the air and, you know, evaporating and vanishing. That's how this fragrance wears on skin. It also has a licorice note here, or I think maybe it's anise, and it contrasts and gives it this soft, spicy edge, but it's quite wonderful. This came out, so it was this fragrance, then it was Karaoke Heart, and then it was 54. When we started working on 54, it was before Karaoke Heart launched, but they had just launched this. Great fragrance, by the way. It's a great Dominique Ropion creation. I don't consider it one of the best from Dominique Ropion, but I think he did a great job on it. What I like about this also is the fact that it has that licorice or anise. It's noticeable, but it's not overtaking the iris. So it's not like running the show, but you definitely notice it. All right, so that's the Visionary Eye by JUSBOX. Thanks so much for watching that video, guys. Are you a fan of iris? Do you enjoy it in the springtime? You know, iris can go multi different ways. I like the ethereal variety for spring, but some of the more concentrated iris fragrances, like the original Dior Homme Parfum, is you know, something that I wear maybe, you know, in like autumn and winter wear more, but the ones I chose here are the more ethereal, kind of light and airy variety. But let me know what your thoughts are on the iris fragrances that I featured in today's video. What would you add to that list? Let me know. Put a comment down below. And thanks so much for watching today's video. If you have any questions or comments about anything, let me know. Do add a comment below. Otherwise, like this video. Please share it. That helps with the algorithm. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click that bell icon. You'll be notified for future videos. And again, don't forget ScentFest SF. It's going to be an awesome show, and I hope to see you guys here. Bye-bye.